For my cell phone,
Yep.
here's a device. I think someone's breaking into the network. They've been doing it at multiple different providers.
What's happening with the phone? Like, what is it doing? Not doing?
I have spoof calls, and the phone and text have shut off. Just different weird things. The texts have shut off at different providers. The data has shut off. But I just wanted to mainly report and get protection against someone breaking into the phone network, spoofing my calls.
Okay.
And I'm not getting a lot of calls. I'm in a domestic violence situation.
Gotcha.
And I've called all over the United States. And a lot of calls aren't being returned. There's too many of them.
Gotcha.
And I've had some spoof calls, and I reported that to the police, so I don't know what's going on.
Let's see what we can get done for you. And can I start with your phone number?
Yes, sure. It is. What's the number? Yeah, and was some weird things happen on the phone, and I'm not sure. Is it a crime to break into a network?
Well, if you get caught, that's the thing about hackers is usually they're good at not getting caught. But yeah, it's definitely a crime to do so.
Okay, is it a felony or what kind of?
That I don't know.
Okay, but it is a crime. Would the provider want to know about it?
I mean, there's not typically anything we could do about it, like just from our end on this level. You know what I mean? If it's something that is in fact happening, that would, I guess, more or less be something you'd go on and report to our care, because they have security teams and whatnot designed for but again, at a store level, it wouldn't be a situation that we would really handle other than me offering you options to protect your phone.
Oh, so you're telling me as a carrier, there's nothing that you can do to make sure that I'm on your network?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that at our level, like me personally, I don't have that kind of access. So in order to get through to someone that would have that kind of access, you want to go through customer care, because there would probably be
they won't give me a technical ticket, and then they've lied. If I can't interrupt not being able to call, I don't know who I'm calling, because I called customer care on my phone and they lied and said that I was just only reporting my calls being tapped.
Gotcha.
So if I'm not calling the real people on my phone, how can I intercept that? Why won't you guys make sure that I'm calling accurate people or help me with my situation?
I mean, so help me understand what is actually happening when you're trying to make a call. You're saying you're not calling.
Some of the calls, I'm in a DV situation that's amazing. I've had multiple false arrests. Mm-hmm. My abuser can enlist the police department in his abuse.
Okay.
So they're conspirators in a lot of his crimes. Okay, so when my calls are spoof, I've called the police department and they got caught in lies, and then when I called the police department back, they said I was on a CIA watch list and would be arrested. So I called the police and reported that. They said that was a spoof call.
Okay.
So I get multiple spoof calls. I've been calling out of the United States trying to advocate for myself, and multiple calls aren't getting returned.
Gotcha.
And multiple providers have been enlisted to with the police in their crimes, and not investigating the crimes that I'm trying to report.
Right.
If it is a crime to break into a network and the providers for some reason want to be conspirators in it, that's still criminal. So I want to know what Metro PCS can do, because I'm paying them.
Again, at a store level, there's not anything that we can do. We sell the phones. Like, again,
this is a corporate, so what can I do? Are you saying that
I told you the option that I would know that you would have would be to reach out through customer care. If you've already
Can you reach out to them?
I can't on your behalf, no, because they're going to want to speak to the actual account holder. So they're not to say you can't call them while you're here.
Okay, so you're denying me a ticket?
I'm not. What I'm saying is that's not a situation that we would handle on the
I know. I
level.
want to report it to Metro PCS so they have in their system.
Something like that would be done through 611. That wouldn't be done through the store.
Why would you deny me that right to report to the live people?
It's not me denying it. It's the system capabilities. We serve a purpose in the store, and that is not part of our purpose.
Okay, because a couple other corporate locations gave me a ticket. I don't understand why multiple other people can get assistance with having phone issues, and I'm not awarded that service.
Well, again, it just depends on the level of phone issue that you're having.
What
I'm trying to cover with you now is options to prevent, the calling and things like that from happening. Now, when he goes as deep as the potential of somebody per se hacking the phone and that, etc., there may be a way to submit a ticket, but that's not going to be any more helpful or less, I guess, than doing.
I mean, I don't understand why no one would call me back regarding the ticket.
Well, that I don't have control of.
Does that make sense to you as an employee at Metro PCS?
I get what you're saying, but again, I'm not part of the security department.
A person that has multiple false arrests obviously needs to have her phone service. I
understand your situation. It's just that you're coming into. I'm in a position where I'm limited in what I can offer you in that regard.
Well, what can you offer me for someone breaking into your network, putting other parties at risk?
It's not my network.
It's Metro PCS network.
I'm giving you the steps to where
What steps are you giving me?
That would be calling to 611 because there's a security.
I don't want to call 611 because I've already called.
I don't have anything else that I could offer you.
What about the technical ticket that you said that you can do?
Well, I mean, again, I can take a look into that. I don't know if there's a specific ticket that I can do for your situation. I do know we have the capability to submit tickets.
Why don't we call the police? Can we call the police so you can protect your network?
Well, I mean, that again is above our level of discernment.
So no one has ever complained that someone was hacking their cell phone service?
I'm not saying that. I'm just, again, what I'm telling you is what we can do in the store. That's it. That's all I'm giving you.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So I pay Metro PCS my bill, and there's no way that I can report to you and you secure in person that I stay on your network. This store is
because we have departments designed for technical issues. I don't have a degree in the technical issues.
Well, I just called on the phone and they told me to come to the store.
Well, I mean, again, there are services that I can offer that I stated earlier, like scam block, etc., that should prevent those types of calls from coming.
If that's a crime, why don't your store want to know that a crime is being committed against your?
It's not that we don't want to know. I keep, reiterating. It's just
what are you going to do?
Certain level of control that we have in the store over those types of things.
So what are you going to do?
The only other thing, there's not anything that I can do other than take a look into submitting a ticket for you.
Okay, well, let's do that. Why would you have to take a look in submitting a ticket instead of just submitting a ticket and all this chaos is going on?
Again, if we have that capability, I don't mind doing it for you.
Okay, let's see.
I need to know that I have that capability.
Let's see. Because ever since the police got involved, people are being dishonest and they're conspirators in these crimes. If someone's breaking into my phone network and my providers don't want to know about it and sabotage my assistance to get out of it and my life is in jeopardy, they're conspirators.
So essentially, the device has been receiving spoof calls.
Right, I've been calling, and then I'm not getting multiple calls returned. It's shut off in emergencies. My text is shut off. Data.
She eligible for upgrade?
Yes, but she's, I guess, more led under the it's a network thing versus it being the phone. You know what I'm saying? So again, she wants us to create a ticket for it, and that's again something that I said that we could look into in addition to potentially putting the scam block and all that type of stuff on that side.
The scam, is that going to protect me from calling people that are pretending to be other people on my phone? Spoof calls?
You from calling people
that are spoof calls?
Whatever, what scam block does is it recognizes certain numbers that may be potential scam calls, and it will keep them from coming through your phone. It's not 100% effective.
Okay, that wouldn't be I'm reporting spoof calls, people pretending to be other people and preventing me from getting services.
The only way to prevent something like that is to block the numbers on your own. So
how would I block the numbers if I'm calling the numbers?
Well, if you're calling the numbers, you're kind of placing yourself in a position where the communication could go both ways, So I guess I don't understand what you're meaning because you're saying you're calling out and they're calling you as if there's someone else.
I'm calling people. They're spoof calls. I call the police department. Now I have multiple false arrests. I call the police department and they got caught in a lie. I called the police department back. It said that I was on a watch list for the CIA and will be arrested. It was a spoof call, an obvious spoof call. So that's evidence that these calls are being spoofed.
Okay.
So then other times I just called Metro PCS. They claimed they were Metro PCS. An employee lied and would not report that someone was hacking into my phone, breaking into multiple different networks and multiple different providers. Whoever I talked to on my phone lied, is a conspirator in the crime. In addition to that, they told me they couldn't help me and to come here. Now you're saying call whatever criminal I was talking to on my phone.
No, I'm saying that you keeping the lines of communication open by calling them. If you're knowing that there are certain numbers that you don't want to receive these
I'm paying Metro PCS. I should have the right to be able to call Metro PCS on my phone like other customers.
I'm suggesting that you shouldn't call us. You said spoof calls. I'm assuming
right. I'm
other
calling
numbers outside of Metro.
Yeah,
PCS.
Domestic violence organizations, organizations to combat police corruption. So that's what I'm calling.
Ultimately, what I can do for you is submit the ticket.
Okay, well, let's
submit the ticket.
Yes. I don't know why you would be more. I mean, this is an amazing story. I'm surprised you're not surprised of this chaos.
Okay.
I would have thought that you don't get a lot of customers with amazing stories like this.
Let me search. And then can I get your phone number one more time?
Yes. Check this again. As far as I wanted to report that someone is committing a crime and hacking the phone network. It wasn't that the calls were dropping. It's someone is breaking into the phone network. I've had 911 hang up in my face and during when I was getting attacked and robbed in emergencies. Multiple parties are not calling me back. Too many that I haven't talked to. So I believe that someone is breaking into my network, and I don't know why the representative lied in the report that I gave him over the phone to cover for someone breaking into my network. That's a felony. I thought it was a felony. And if the providers are conspirators in it, I don't know why they wouldn't get their felonies too.
It is requiring that I use an address in order to, attach.
Okay.
You can provide me with your home address.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry. It takes 5 or 7 days for me to get a call from.
Yeah, so it can take anywhere. So it's a team of technicians that are gonna look into your issue. So like you said, at store level, we don't handle these things. We have a team of technicians that looks into this.
Yes.
They're pretty fast, but we set the expectation of 5 to 7 business days. So we don't want to tell you 24 hours, and it actually takes 3 to 5 days.
I just want to know why multiple Metro PCS staff, would I have all this chaos going on, would cover for my issues and not deny me technical ticket for so long. And why whoever I talked to on the phone lied to me and then put false information. Are you putting in there someone's breaking into the network? Because multiple parties have been covering for that for years and multiple different providers.
Well, I'm putting in what you're stating to me, so yes.
Okay. Because they didn't want to put that. And being a conspirator in that crime, if that's a crime, why would providers be conspirators in it?
I'm not sure. Our customer service, I hate to say it, they're not necessarily not as equipped, but they don't do things all the way to 100%, which is why they send people here to the corporate.
Well, I'm trying to, establish a pattern of people lying and slandering me and keeping me in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Because if my life is in danger and my providers and conspirators in the chaos that I'm experiencing, I take that very seriously. Right. No one should be able to enlist providers to be conspirators in violating someone. And I'm paying a phone bill. That is lines that don't need to be crossed.
Right. So, which is why he's taking the step to go ahead and submit this.
Okay. Well, good. It's been denied from. I have been denied that right for a long time. So hopefully.
Create a ticket?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. You should have told me.
Yes. In addition to that, when I was able to create tickets, they falsified information in the ticket to cover up for my account, my phone being broken up into. They covered for it at my providers. Which shouldn't be by law to me. They have just made themselves conspirators.
Do you have a lawyer by any chance?
I don't know why. A lot of people say that they want to know
because like the information that you're like wanting and you want to dig deeper and request, you would need a lawyer so they can file a subpoena to get everything, so they can really get down to the bottom.
What's a good time for them to reach out to you?
Anytime. Well, a lot of people ask me if I have an attorney. I would need to be on the proper network to get my calls. I've reached out to multiple networks, and I've also I've also requested on several blogs for an attorney's assistance, and I'm not even, the corruption is so huge, I can't even get my mail properly.
And then the